What is up everyone, it's Dasha here and welcome back to my channel, a place for those of you who are learning English, looking for personal development tips, and so much more. Now, it doesn't matter for how long you've been studying English, we can all agree that it's a pretty weird language, but it can be at times funny. With that being said, in today's video, I want to talk about the 20 funniest English idioms that I handpicked just for you. Well, not literally handpicked, but you know what I mean. So if you want to boost your English to the next level and enhance your abilities to make people laugh, then keep watching this video. Funny idiom number 1, put a sock in it.
Kim, I forbid you.
Put a sock in it, Joffrey. The boy is in love.
Yes, a good old sock. If you tell someone to put a sock in it, the it relates to the mouth. So what you're essentially telling that person is to shut up. It's a rude way to say be quiet, but it depends on the way that you say it and in what context. Spoiler, it's not something you tell your boss or teacher. So if a friend of yours is being annoying and you want them to be quiet, you could jokingly tell them, oh, put a sock in it. To have a cast iron stomach. If you have a cast iron stomach, it means that you can eat anything without suffering any consequences. Cast iron is a very, very strong, durable iron, and it's often used in cookware, hence the idiom. So let's say, for example, that your friend Jake had 3 burgers, 5 beers, 2 sides of fries, and ice cream. You could say, whoa, Jake has a cast iron stomach. Next up, to have Van Gogh's ear for music.
Ooh, what is this?
It's my ear. Do you like it?
It's common knowledge that the artist Van Gogh lost one of his ears, which is the basis of this idiom. Unfortunately, the absence of ears reduces your hearing abilities, and as you may have guessed by now, this idiom means that a person is tone deaf. In Russian, we have a similar expression where we say, a bear stepped on my ear. Out of the frying pan and into the fire can be used to talk about something or even someone going from a bad situation to a worse situation.
It's like out of the frying pan and into the volcano.
For example, imagine that you quit your job because you hated working long hours, but in your new job, you work even longer hours. You basically went out of the frying pan and into the fire. To take a chill pill. If you tell someone to take a chill pill, it means you're telling them to calm down because they're overreacting to something.
Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
So for example, you and I are having a heated argument about something and I start talking very loudly. You could tell me, whoa Dasha, take a chill pill. Do you want a cookie? Do you want a cookie is a personal favorite of mine. Just a disclaimer here, this is not a very nice thing to say to someone. It's basically a rhetorical question and a very sarcastic way of saying, so what?
What, you want a cookie?
You'd say it to someone that's being quite arrogant and talking about, for example, a personal achievement that's not really impressive. So say that I'm bragging about how hard I worked to get my job, how I stood out from the other candidates. You can just tell me, oh, that's great, Dasha. Do you want a cookie or something? It's as if you're just sarcastically asking me if I want a reward or a prize for what I have done. Next is to throw a wrench in the works. It means to create an obstacle that makes something more difficult. Let's say that I booked a table at a very busy restaurant for only 5 people, and then you go on and bring an extra person. I could say you threw a wrench in the works by bringing an extra person. Rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
I'll rise. I refuse to shine.
Telling someone to rise and shine is a really nice way to tell someone to wake up in the morning. If you're anything like me and you're not a morning person, this idiom will make your ears bleed. Use your loaf means to use your brain. A loaf is a quantity of bread that is a loaf of bread. In this context, loaf means brain. Again, it's quite a rude expression, so only use it jokingly and with people that you really know well. So let's say that your friend is being a bit thick and you really need them to come up with an idea fast. You could say something like, "For God's sake, Dash, use your loaf." To fly off the handle means to become very angry and lose your temper.
He has a tendency to fly off the handle.
If you don't keep a cool head, you might fly off the handle or suddenly become very angry. For example, let's say that yesterday I had an argument with my husband. I could say, "I really flew off the handle when I found out that my husband cancelled our holidays without asking me." Similarly, to be cheesed off means to be really annoyed. It's kinda a soft PG-13 way of saying pissed off. So you could say something like, "I'm pretty cheesed off that I can't come into the office anymore," which is a complete lie. Cat's arse is a vulgar, sexist, yet hilarious phrase. It refers to the facial expression of a very cheesed off woman. And why call her face a cat's arse? Because apparently the shape created by a woman's lips resembles that of a cat's backside. For example, Matt can't go out tonight with his mates because his girlfriend will give him the cat's arse if he does. Can you think of any other sentences? Let me know in your comments below. All talk and no trousers means that someone talks a lot about doing something important, but in reality does nothing. Kind of like our friend Boris over here. So you could say something like, "The new head of sales, Mike, is a lot of talk but no trousers." Now, the idea that someone is talking without any trousers on is pretty hilarious. "The lights are on but no one's home" is another way of calling someone stupid.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
It's like saying, "The wheel is turning, but the hamster is definitely dead." This idiom is used to describe a person who isn't very smart. More holes than Swiss cheese.
Or another Swiss export as full of holes as their cheese.
If something has more holes than Swiss cheese, it means that it has a lot of problems and there are many things wrong with it. For example, let's imagine that you just drafted a contract and then your colleague says to you, "This is rubbish. This contract has more holes in it than Swiss cheese." To chew fat is a British English idiom that means to chat in a friendly way or simply to gossip.
When we arrive, there will be plenty of time to chew the fat.
The American version of this idiom is to chew the rag. So if you ever see a couple of your friends sitting and chatting, you could say they're chewing the fat. Have a one-track mind.
Boy, you have a one-track mind.
If someone has a one-track mind, it means that their mind is limited to one line of thought, meaning it's someone that only thinks about one thing. Say, for example, that I only think about food all day, you could say that I have a one-track mind. For donkey's years is a hilarious British expression that means that many years have passed. This idiom comes from the idea that donkeys work for a very long time and have nothing to show for it. For example, imagine that I've been, an engineer for like decades and didn't progress much in my career and so on. I could tell you, I've been an engineer for donkey's years. The elephant in the room. This is one of my personal favorites, and out of curiosity, I'm not gonna tell you what it is just now. Pause this video and let me know in your comments below what you think it means. Well, I'm just gonna tell you anyway. If there's an elephant in the room, it means that an obvious problem or a controversial issue that everyone is aware of is actually being ignored.
But yes, I do think you like it.
I like being away from you.
For example, imagine that you're at a big family dinner and you have a brother that's like 40 years old and still lives with your parents, but no one discusses it. You could say that the fact that your brother still lives with your parents at that age is a big elephant in the room. To pig out. To pig out means to overeat, so to eat too much.
Room service and just pig out!
For example, you could say something like, "Last night I pigged out on pizza," which means that I had way too much pizza. And finally, if you tell someone to keep their shirt on, you're telling them to calm down. Kinda like saying, "Take a chill pill."
Keep your shirt on. It's done.
So in the event that one of your friends starts to freak out or something about, let's say, that they failed their TOEFL, you could say, keep your shirt on, I'm sure you did just fine. And that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you for watching it till the end. Let me know in your comments below which of these 20 idioms is your favorite. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any more of my videos. Till next time, bye!